How do you teach people to play for a team? And I mean, indirectly teach them, in a way they can learn by just playing the game, not having to go to any form of video tutorials, just a brand new player picking up a game that has a role or weapon in the form of a supportive category or something that relies on coordination. How do you incentivize those people to play for a team? I think a great way to look at this is to see how an everyday person would approach a game like this, and a role. People are selfish, and they just want to play a game to have fun. There's not anything wrong with it, but if you think about it, it explains a lot of the bad habits that people actually have. There is a YouTuber by the name of Donkey, some dude with a little bit more subscribers than mine, who covered this same kind of topic briefly in a video talking about Overwatch 2, another team-based shooter that's coming out in the future. In it, he covers a character called Reinhardt, who's a tank made to defend his team with a large shield, and a change they gave to him in one of the new co-op campaigns to help him play for a team. I think it explains this concept beautifully.
People will naturally gravitate towards the fun part of any game, which is why even in Diamond, they still refuse to push the fucking payload. Why won't anyone push the payload? Because it's boring. Why do people on defense always overextend and get caught way out? Because they want to get kills, which is fun to do. The solution isn't to embrace players' selfish instincts, but instead to trick them into playing like a team with selfish rewards.
The goal here is to give supportive players a selfish reward for, well, playing support. So what would something like this look like? I think Splatoon 2 is one of the best examples out there with the Kensa Undercover Brella. This Brella shield is known for being exceptionally weak in combat, since it has a very low amount of HP. However, by getting a kill or assist, especially an assist, you can actually get the shield to completely regenerate. Kensa Undercover Brella has a kit that is made for getting assists by helping its team. Torpedoes are something that are really good to throw where teammates are fighting others, since it's hard to shoot it down while you're in a firefight in particular. And as for ink armor, any of the teammates who get a kill while armor is active will give an assist to the undercover user, giving them their shield back. This way, they're actively encouraged to use their subs to help the teammates and ink armor during team fights, as it rewards them with its regenerating shield to give them much higher survivability in taking their own fights. I think that this idea is not only amazing, but something that should be present more in the third game. The idea of naturally teaching someone to play support by giving them rewards that they can learn in-game is a great example. While I think Thunder is amazing, I think they can do this on a special scale to be even more important. Let's look at the first weapon in the game of Junior. This weapon is clearly made for support, for throwing bombs and using armor to help the team, along with a main weapon that can pain for a long time to secure map control. But, even with that, you'll definitely still run into the Junior players who will run in and die 14 times, all while screaming, "Battle Junior!" So, how about we fix this problem on a much larger scale, by introducing a new special with the same concept as we had for the Thunder Shield, which is it encourages team play via selfish rewards. So, we're gonna real quick invent a new Splatoon 3 special. So, picture Splat 1 Bubbler, which is a shield you can chain to teammates by touching them, but instead of being invincible, we'll give it a startup time and it blocks one shot of damage, so it's more balanced like Ink Armor is. However, we're gonna give Bubbler a major downside. It only lasts 4.5 seconds. To mitigate this, every teammate you chain the Bubbler to will extend the duration by half a second, meaning you can have it last up to 6 seconds. All of a sudden, there is a very selfish reward to use the Bubbler in as team-based a way as possible, trying to chain it to as many people as possible. The people that get Bubbler chained to them can also have their duration extended by chaining it to others as well, so this would even extend by encouraging the entire team to play together, something that I think is sorely needed. I hope these two examples can show indirect ways of teaching people support. Now, keep in mind, in both of these examples, the selfish reward isn't the primary thing. For both Ink Armor and the new Bubbler I created, the primary thing is that it helps protect your teammates. The selfish reward of extending your shield by a little bit or regenning your HP is the more minor reward, it just applies to the support player. We're still enforcing the idea of playing support, and we're giving a smaller reward for doing it correctly. That's the idea of all this. Selfish players get to have something out of it. I don't think this is the only solution, and there's a lot more ideas that could be tried. I think a great one would be showing statistics like objective time and deaths, since supports tend to die less and be on objective more. Validating that supports have an impact in the game is really important to me. Support can be an unforgiving role. It requires a lot of awareness, but you don't get a lot of thanks for playing it because it's not as flashy as more kill-orientated weapons or roles. But I hope to see more support players. I think games need to figure out better ways to teach people to play supportively and like a team, and by doing so, we can have a wider variety of players in terms of the roles they like to do, and maybe some of these roles like support and tank in Overwatch can get the respect they deserve. But hey, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. What ideas do you have to teach and incentivize people to play support? If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing if you enjoy my content. It helps me out a lot. Have a good day.